Boom. Keep them coming.
Okay. So, are we ready for the draw? I'm just going to get in and do it. You all know the gist. It's 1 AM, but the clocks go back in England tonight. So really, it's only midnight. Okay, this is your official draw for round 3 of Q4's 1v1 tournament. Here we go! Loading, 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 loading. Bing! Okay, so Gusty Phoenix is a name I'm familiar with. Don't know who he's playing, but he's got to round 3, so he's won a couple of games. Wreckage versus Memphis will be a good game, actually. They're two very, very good players. Who else do we have here? Savile Sexy Time versus Janice Maiden. Ludicrously Caden. Turkey Sub 88 versus Jake. Last Legend versus Boogeyman. Doc Sosa versus Pazia. Woo, woo, woo. Scrub versus Skill. What do we think to that one? That'll be an interesting encounter, won't it? Doc Sosa versus Pazia? Indeed. Who else we got? Matt Potts versus NLG Warzone. Yep. Giant Roger. Don't know who he's playing either. There's still a lot of names in here I'm not familiar with. Name Alex10. He's been in every tournament, I think. Can't remember if he was in quarter 3. Certainly in 1 and 2. Karmatic Assassin versus Daniel 12. Ooh. Ooh, 2 semi-finalists from quarter 1. In fact, they played in the 3rd place playoff against each other, and Daniel played with a bow and won. So let's not forget that, ladies and gents. Daniel 12 and Karmatic Assassin have already played once in this tournament against each other, and that was in the 3rd place playoff for quarter 1. I think that's the first time in this quarter, in quarter 4, that 2 players have gone up against each other that have played against each other in a previous tournament game. Star Charms versus Are You Scared Yet? Don't know who that is. Zem92 versus SuperFireflyGuy. Mr. Mayhem versus McMo. Be an interesting encounter. Who else we got in here? Lord Satoni. I'm not sure who that guy is that is playing. Lone Wolf 3204. Lone Wolf has been in every quarter so far. He's playing Cisco Bob 10. Whoever that is. Volinator is playing Kunalagati. Don't know who that is either. Purist in the Game is playing Ninja Vanish. Sancho West has got some dude called Crimson Hawk. Hey Duncan, how you doing, man? Ahmed6675 versus Happy Hunter 2015. Jamal91 Gamer versus Brother Dictator. Should be a decent game. TC The Last Samurai is playing somebody I've not heard of. Two-Faced Ghost versus Pure Nightmare. Shiv Prince versus Jasminava. 2 players that have played a lot in these tournaments. I don't think they've played each other though. Kajet Boy versus Nick A30. That'll be an interesting game. Aguila versus Bear. That'll be a good game as well. Kieran W99 versus Gaza Boy. That should be good. Frozen Onyx as well. You didn't see Frozen Onyx. He's there against Mad Gamer 88. Is that? Or 33? Sorry. I can't see for my eyes. Unblocked Zippity Zap versus Killer 7077. Still a lot of names in here I'm not familiar with. Adrenaline RX versus a Happy Teddy Bear. That'll be a good game as well. Boom Boyman versus Crow of Heart. Belphegor versus Pizza Rage. Oh no, Pizza Rage. I have a bit of a crush on Pizza Rage. A lot of people know that already. But she's going to go up against Belphegor, who's probably one of my favourites for this tournament. I think he'll go far. But Pizza Rage ain't bad. It'd be interesting to see how she goes up against him. Who else we got in here? Kaplani against O'Sharks. Damn It Sammy versus Tinetro. Tinetro is another one I feel will go really, really far. Exposed. Who's been exposed? Duncan versus Supreme War, two players that have played a lot in these tournaments. Duncan missed quarter 3, Supreme War missed quarter 1, but other than that, they've both played in the other games. I don't think they've played against each other. Oh, Duncan's in the chat. Duncan will let me know. MJ versus Believe That 18, two other players that have played a lot. Greasy Goof versus Sklunker. Shiv Thug versus Yuzora. Now that'll be a good game. Romance Jones versus Retro Spectro. And Manic Marcus versus Barry Bogbrush. So that's your draw. So, you never heard of him? Duncan has been in... played in the 3v3, the 2v2, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. Has been in every tournament I've hosted apart from quarter 1. Not a bad player, hunting rifle player normally. But it'll be interesting to see how he goes up against you. I know you've said to me in the past, I think, Duncan, that hunting rifle players tend to be who you struggle with. You lost a luck, didn't you, in quarter 1 against the hunting rifle? And then quarter 2, did you go out to a hunting rifle player? Who did you lose to in quarter 2? Oh, you lost to Mystic Flamenco in the semis, didn't you? I remember now. Yeah. So that is your draw. We're down to 256 players. Rules have changed now for round 3. So a couple of things that you need to be aware of. I don't know where you are, Sam. I've copied and pasted the names from the spreadsheet. So you tell me. Couple of things that you need to be aware of that have changed for round 3. The double barrel is now banned. I've banned the double barrel, so that's another weapon that we've taken out of the game. And it's not because I think it's an OP weapon, it's the fact that people can use the reload glitch with it, and I know we've said that the reload glitch is banned, but a lot of people forget that with the double barrel, and I don't want to disqualify people if I can help it for doing something that, you know, is just something that would go and told me to ban the double barrel. Yeah, it's not because I think it's similar to the shorty. I know it has some similarities to the shorty, but that's not the reason why I banned it. It is literally for that reload glitch that you can do. And if that gets patched, I'll let the double barrel back in later in the tournament. But for round 3, it is banned. A couple of other things that you're not going to be able to do in round 3 that you've been able to do in rounds 1 and 2, and that is stream the games and upload them to your channel. So we now need those games first. So you'll get assigned an admin, and the admin will message you and your opponent to schedule the game. So make sure that your settings are available for people to contact you. That is one of the main problems that we've had so far in this quarter, is that people, my admins or the opponent, have been trying to get in touch with one of the participants, and the settings have been to private so that people who aren't the friends can't send them a message. And they've also got the friend request turned off as well, which doesn't help. So make sure you've got those set to public if you're going to play in this tournament. It is in the rules. The only way that we can contact you, if we're not friends with you on Twitter or aware of you on Twitter or Facebook or anything like that, is through PSN. So it's very important that you've got those settings set to public. Make sure that all the communication that you have with your opponent is in that group message that your admin sets up. A lot of people then start messaging each other outside the original message that your admin sends, and that's not helpful because the admin's not aware of what's going on. So the admin needs to know what chat is going on between the opponents, knows who's been communicating and who hasn't, who's been trying to schedule the game and who hasn't, because we do get probably about 30 or 40% of games so far in round 1 and 2 have been because people haven't been communicating and the admins have had to disqualify somebody. So we want to try and get as many games played as possible in round 3. So we've got 256 players left, that's 128 games. Each admin will probably have 12 to 13 games. Got 10 admins now, and you will be contacted by your admin. Don't go contacting your opponent first. Okay, so let me just recap on that. Double barrel now banned for round 3. Streaming and uploading the games publicly is now banned. You cannot do that for round 3. You could for round 1 and 2, but you can't for round 3. Make sure that you send your footage to the email tournamentbb@gmail.com, and your admin, put your admin's name in the message, in the email body, the text of the body. Put your admin's name in there and a little message about what happened in the game, and send that into tournamentbb@gmail.com. I'm not going to show every game from round 3 on my channel, but I will start doing some roundup videos now for round 3, which just will probably show you about, I don't know, 6 or 7 games from round 3 that have either been very, very close or have been quite entertaining. And I'll just mash them up into one video, and I'll release a round 3 roundup video that just covers off what's happened. And then the results will get updated on the Bracketcloud afterwards, and will then go onto my Twitter ticker. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, go follow me on Twitter and you'll see the results come through on there if you don't see them in the roundup video. Okay, I think that is everything. If you've got any questions, leave it in the comments section or respond to your admin when they send you a message. And if you've got any questions, ask there. I think most people should be familiar with the format and how these games work now. You get 7 days. That's another bugbear that we've had in previous rounds. And people have just not been able to schedule the game. And just make sure that you get that game played as soon as possible. I get that people have different time zones and it can be difficult. This is why we give you 7 days. It includes weekends in there. So your admins are probably going to try and get in touch with you tomorrow, I hope, if we can get it organised in time. And that will give you while the end of next weekend. So if you've got difficult time zones and you work or you're at school or whatever, weekends are the best place to do it. Try and make some time. If people are going away for the weekends or something like that, we may be able to grant an extension, just depending on the circumstances. Okie doke, that's all from me. Thank you for watching the stream, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.